Hi guys, Jarrod here again, and this video is going to be just a short little one talking about The Last of Us again. But today I'm going to talk a little bit about some tips that I can give you guys as you begin your adventure. Alright, so let's start. First, for the story, I've mentioned this countless times already, but just make sure that you do explore every nook and cranny of this world. You're really going to want to, let's put it that way. There's like journal pieces, there's newspaper clippings, there's just a whole bunch of stuff that people have left behind when they left their shelter to seek out food or water or what have you. And these various pieces of information enhance the story like no one's business. They do such a good job. Like, do you remember in Resident Evil when you went into the mansion for the first time, you started finding these little like clips of paper and things like that that would slowly reveal like exactly what was going on? Well, it's the same idea, but imagine it on like a global scale, because that's essentially what's happened here. The other thing is, when you're walking with Ellie or when you're walking with some of the other NPCs, make sure you stand by them. Don't veer off and run away or whatever. You can do that later on. But what I found really helps is if you stand really close to the NPC as you're both walking towards, say, like an objective, Ellie might stop and look at something, and you'll see like a little triangle will appear over her head. And if you click on that, what will happen is she'll start talking about how like she doesn't know what this is, or what was the point of this, because you got to think, she's in her teens, right? And as you know, the story takes place 20 years after the whole world has gone to hell. That's been revealed like ages ago. And so to her, everything in the world is sort of like new. She's lived most of her life in the shelter of like the main like quarantine zones and the hubs of the cities, like where the last survivors are basically huddled together and the military is protecting them. So there's so many things that she's going to experience that are completely new. But it's not just her. There are also sections where Joel will walk around and there might be like a triangle on, say, like a corpse or something like that. And if you click on that, it'll go in, like, you know, talk a little bit more about that situation or whatever. So do yourself a big favor, and that's a big tip I can give you guys right off the bat. And just make sure you stand close to the NPCs before you veer off and go exploring. Next thing, exploring. Make sure you do it. Do not ignore different like homes or abandoned shacks and stuff like that. Yeah, sure, it might require you to kill a few more infected, or you know, if there's human inhabitants, you may have to, you know, be careful. But it's always worth it. There's not necessarily always goodies in there, but there might be story elements. There might be a few different things that you can use to upgrade your abilities. So just make sure you do that. Exploring is crucial. Do not just think this is like Uncharted, where you can just like, you know, race off, figure out the platforming that's needed in order to get to the next objective. It doesn't work like that. This is very, very important that you do explore as much as possible. Next thing, last thing pretty much, is for combat. Make use of the listen mode. I know if you don't want to, like if you want to experience the game like with the maximum amount of difficulty, well then obviously good luck to you. But for everyone else, just make use of it. It really does help. You'll see in my video review where I play through the demo there. It's great because you can tell when an enemy is going to turn around. When he has his back to you, boom, you've got him. It doesn't matter what kind of infected he is. You can pretty much go into a shiv kill. If it's a runner, you can just like strangle him to death. So make use of that, and also make use of your environment. Don't stand in one place. The enemies are smart here. It's just like Uncharted. They're gonna try and flank you, especially the human ones. The runners are sort of like the brain dead guys. They're savages. They're just gonna come at you no matter what. But another little tip: circle the map, like wherever you're in. If let's say one of the runners sees you or something like that, don't stand still. That's very dangerous. What you can do is run, do like a complete circle of the area, and you might get, say, like a clicker might come after you. There might be maybe 2 other runners that you didn't know were like on the map, and they're all come towards you. I know it seems ridiculously crazy, right? But I'm the type of guy, I love playing Uncharted on hard mode, and this one I'm going to start up on hard mode very soon. And an advanced tip here is when you have them all, as long as you're ahead of them and they can't grab you, you can press down and X to do a quick 180 and then throw a Molotov cocktail at them. It will wipe out the entire group, and it costs like no supplies whatsoever. Now I would imagine that on the higher difficulty settings you're going to run out of supplies much quicker than you would on normal. But on normal I found like that tactic worked fantastically well. Like I could clear out an area in like 3 minutes, or you know, you could see just by the positioning of the different debris and stuff like that that Naughty Dog is thinking of stealth kills and whatnot. So I'm pretty sure that strategy will work only at first, and then when you run out of supplies, well, you're pretty much screwed. So there you go, guys. That's pretty much all I wanted to say today. Just a couple of beginner tips so that when you get the game, excuse me, you know more or less, you know what to do. Because it'd be a real shame if you just ran straight through the end, and especially considering if you are like a trophy whore and things like that. While I can't talk about them, even though they were leaked, I can tell you that they require multiple playthroughs in order to really unlock everything. You're not going to do this. I think it's impossible to do it even with 2 playthroughs. I think you have to do it 4 times. So, you know, you might as well not miss anything the first time around. And by using these tips, I think you'll be good to go. Alright guys, try and be back tomorrow with another video, although I am running out of different things I can talk about. So if you guys have any suggestions, leave a comment below. And as always, like the video, subscribe if you're enjoying this series. And just think, just a few more days now and that video review will be up. Thanks for watching, thanks for the continued support, and I'll be back very soon. Do